Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another training video. Today we're talking about calisthenics and how to build your body with it. Now when it comes to building muscle, most people just go straight to the weights. It's no doubt one of the best ways to build muscle, but there is another way. Body weight exercises, calisthenics. But the big question is, can calisthenics get you as big as effectively as lifting weights can? There's a massive myth out there that you can't make massive gains or build an impressive body just by doing body weight workouts. That's complete BS and is just simply not true. Calisthenics is just as effective as weightlifting, and in many cases even more so. You recruit more muscle fibers moving your body through space versus moving weights through space. And the endless amount of calisthenics exercises helps you build strength and power that's as functional as it is impressive. The only way you're not going to see any positive results out of bodyweight workouts is if you're doing them wrong, which unfortunately most people are. In order for a calisthenics routine to be effective and efficient enough to trigger the best results out of it, it has to be structured and balanced with all the right workout components, just like a weightlifting routine. The three main principles still apply. The minimum effective dose, just doing enough of what's necessary to actually trigger the sufficient stimulation necessary for muscle growth and muscle gains. Balance, and never be one-dimensional. And in addition to those, calisthenics has its own set of fundamental keys to getting the most out of it. So we'll be going over all of them and everything you need to do in order to get the best results out of bodyweight workouts. So let's get to it. One of the biggest keys to having an effective bodyweight workout routine is performing those workouts in the proper volume and making sure they're adequately challenging. And just like lifting weights, all it takes is the minimum effective dose to trigger the maximum positive results. For calisthenics, this means performing the right rep range for the right amount of sets for the right amount of workouts. If you're able to perform a ton of reps and sets of something, you're likely doing exercises that are way too easy for you, which isn't good for triggering muscle or strength building stimulus. And on the flip side, if you perform too little, you're not challenging your body enough to grow, and it's also likely you're taking on exercises that are too difficult. What you want to do instead is find that sweet spot in the middle, with that sweet spot of calisthenics rep ranges being between 5 to 15 reps per set, and a sweet spot of sets being about 3 sets per exercise. And it's best to stagger them depending on what exactly you're doing. You want to be able to do 15 reps per set for mildly challenging exercises, 10 reps per set for moderately challenging exercises, and 5 reps per set for the most difficult challenging exercises. This 5 to 15 rep range is the perfect sweet spot for building muscle and building strength. Being able to do an exercise cleanly beyond 15 reps is a good indicator you've mastered getting the most out of that particular exercise. And going beyond that 15 rep range is going to take you past the muscle and strength building stimuli and put you into more of an endurance and stamina building range. So you want to move on to something else that's going to better test your strength. Always remember, it's not about how much you can do, but about how you do it. Quality over quantity. Pumping out 15 solid reps focused in that sweet spot stimulus range is better than pumping out 100 reps. You've got to recognize there's a certain point where those reps are being rendered ineffective. It's all about the minimum effective dose and doing just enough of what's necessary. Not overdoing it, not underdoing it, doing just enough. And the 3 set range ensures you're doing just enough to stimulate your body to trigger the right results out of your workouts. Not too much, not too little. So if it's muscle and strength that you want to build, stick to the 5 to 15 rep range for 3 sets per exercise. And above all else, getting the most out of calisthenics is making sure you're doing everything throughout those reps and sets properly, with proper form, controlling every single aspect of every movement, not using momentum or any swinging, never relaxing your muscles and dropping down on negatives, keeping your muscles stimulated and under tension throughout every single rep of every single set of every single workout. The second biggest key to effective calisthenics training is making sure you continually challenge yourself with new exercise progressions and variations as the ones you do become easier and easier. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Essentially, this works the same way as progressively overloading with weights in weightlifting. And there's a number of ways you could progressively overload in your body weight training. The first and simplest way is by increasing the time under tension per rep, utilizing a slower tempo throughout the negatives and positives, utilizing pauses, emphasizing squeezes and stretches and contractions all throughout the motion of an exercise. Simply slowing down all the motions of an exercise can take it from being easy to being grueling, forcing you to fall into a smaller rep range for an exercise you may normally be able to pump out more reps for. A second way to progressively overload calisthenics is by increasing the range of motion of an exercise. So let's say you're doing something like push-ups. There's only so much range of motion you could achieve before the floor impedes it. So what you could do to increase it is elevate yourself off the floor in a way that will allow you to do so, like using multiple elevated surfaces that allows you to achieve a deeper range in your muscles at the bottom of the motion. The third way to progressively overload in body weight training is to implement unilateral work. So doing one-handed or one-armed or one-legged versions of workouts. This won't just help challenge you more, but it'll also help uncover any imbalances you may have within your body and help you address those weaknesses to better strengthen and balance your body. You can turn just about any type of workout into a unilateral style workout, so the possibilities for this one are almost endless as well. And a fourth way to progressively overload in bodyweight workouts is of course to take on more challenging progressions and variations of them. So let's say you're doing pike presses and you've worked your way all the way up to doing 15 reps. You'll want to progress onto elevated pike presses, or maybe you'll be able to do about 10 reps. And once you've mastered those, of course you'll want to take a stab at handstand push-ups, which you'll likely only be able to pump out around 5 reps. You see how these are all going hand in hand from having the sweet spot of rep ranges and coupling that with the proper progressive overload pattern? All of these progressive overload techniques should be utilized and can even be combined to make sure you're always continually challenging yourself to ensure continuous positive stimulus for continuous positive gains and growth. Now, the third biggest key to effective bodyweight calisthenics training is implementing and incorporating all aspects of it into your training. Just like you never want to be one-dimensional in weightlifting training, you never want to be one-dimensional in calisthenics training either. Don't get stuck doing the same types of workouts over and over, or you'll get stuck in your progress and stop seeing results. The 4 big bodybuilders of calisthenics are going to be pull-ups, push-ups, dips, and squats. But those basic movements don't always and shouldn't always be the only ones you do. Train traditionally to nail down the basic fundamentals. Train explosively to build power and dynamic energy. Train unilaterally to address any weaknesses and keep your body in balance. Train statically to improve muscle endurance and strengthen your joints' resiliency. There's so much you could do just with bodyweight workouts, and there's so much you can gain from doing them. So the best way to build the best body and get the best results is to make sure you use all of it in your training. And those are all the fundamentals to getting fit with calisthenics. No gym, no weights, none needed, no problem. So now that you know all of them, how often are you actually supposed to work out to maximize all that? My recommendation for the most effective and most efficient training routine is a 3-day training split. With this structure, you're able to hit multiple muscle groups per day. So day 1 could be chest, triceps, shoulders. Day 2 could be back and biceps, and day 3 could be legs and abs. This structure allows sufficient stimulation to your body while also allowing it sufficient amounts of rest. Always remember, your muscles aren't built during your training, they're built during your rest time. So you've got to give your body adequate enough time to recover between workouts, and this split allows you to do exactly that. And that's all there is to it. This is the game plan to getting gym-like gains without having one. Building muscle and getting stronger just by utilizing your own body weight. Reaping the benefits of calisthenics is all about properly utilizing the power of it, and this is the way to do it. And there's nothing left to it but to do it. So get out there and make it happen. And to give you an idea of just what workouts you should be doing, I'll link a playlist up on the screen and down in the description that covers exactly that. All right, hope this one helped you out. To help the channel out, hit that like button and subscribe so we could keep going and growing and help you do the same. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.